There's no creases, nothing. It looks sick. Hey, welcome back guys, what are you saying? So today we are going to be wrapping the center console of the EP3 using this carbon wrap vinyl, I guess you could call it. So I actually bought this at Jap Show a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't buy enough. It was only about that much, so that won't even cover the center console. So I went online and I bought some more. Now I've never actually wrapped anything before. I did one of the things that you hold onto, one of the handles, and it came out terribly, but that was like a gloss black. So I don't know whether that had anything to do with it, because it's kind of thicker. But first I'll show you how to take the center console out and how to get it down to the bare bones, and then we can go ahead and start wrapping it. But first let me show you what I'm actually going to be doing. So for reference, I'll be taking off all of the silver bits here really. So I'll be taking or wrapping all of this down here and all of this up here. And I'll also be doing these two cards here, one on that side and that one there. So let's get to it. So the way that you get this silver trim out is there is a little hole back there. So what you need to do is get like a small screwdriver, put the screwdriver in there and then just push it until it pops out like that. So now we have the more difficult part, which is taking all of this off. So what you first need to do is take this part off, the bottom half under here. And in order to do that, you need to take out this first, and then you need to take the gear knob off, which is with a 10mm, I believe. Right, it's actually a 14mm, but it could be different at your car. But yeah, 14mm around here. And then unscrew it, and the gear knob should come off. So now all of this is free. What you need to do is put your finger under here, and then pull out towards you, and it should pop out. And now you should be left with two wires at the back like this. Let me get a better angle. They're just little clips. So the top one, I believe the clip is on the inside, like that. So you just unclip that. And with this one, it's the same thing. You just need to find where the clip is, and it's that little bit, that little tab there. Push that down and wiggle it out. So for the next bit, what you need to do is unscrew these two bolts right here. And then in the back there are two more bolts, but I only have one. Also be very, very careful when you're working around this area now that this bit has come off, because if any of these bolts fall down further into the compartment, there is no way of getting them out unless you take the whole dash out. So just bear that in mind. Be very, very careful if you want to put all the bolts back. So in order to get access to that bolt all the way in there, you need to take the glove compartment out, squeeze the two sides and drop it. To gain access to this one in here, if I can get it in there where it's meant to be, the best thing to do is take this bit off, and that's done by a little switch at the bottom that you just turn and then you pull out, but I'm not going to actually do that because I don't need to. So now that you've got those two bolts on the side, you can put your fingers under here and you kind of have to pull it out and then up. And then this whole unit will come out. So you pull it out, and then this bit will be free, and then you just push up towards, we'll say, the vents here. Like that. This little bit will fall down if my bolt didn't get stuck. And then you just kind of keep wiggling it, and it will all come out. So the things that you need to plug out are those two green ones there, everything to do with the radio, so either USBs, your aerials, these wires here, your AC cables for your subwoofer and everything like that. And then at the bottom as well, you've got another couple that are hiding, which are down there. So if you plug those all out, it'll all be free and we can take it to get wrapped. And this is what we're left with. So I'm going to take this inside and I'm going to start dissecting it and take everything off it, so it's just the bare shell. So I will meet you in the summer house. So I'm in the summer house now, and I'm quickly going to run through what kind of stuff you need. So obviously you need your parts that you're going to wrap. You're going to need your wrap, and you are going to need some isopropyl alcohol is preferable, just so you can clean down the area. You're going to need a set of screws, which I have some more in here, just to take all of this stuff out. And that is pretty much it. I've also got a heat gun here as well, just in case things get difficult, because apparently if you heat it up, it gives it a more, it like stretches the material and it's easier to go around curves. Right guys, so I've just done one of them and it's honestly taking me about half an hour to try and get it. But I think it's turned out quite well. These bumps are actually where the trim holds into its kind of bracket, so we'll see how that kind of stays on. I'm now gonna try, I still have this one to do, but I'm gonna try and tackle this silver piece now. So what you need to do is take out the bolts here, here, here. With the indicator light, you just take out these two screws, and this bit you just push from the inside out and it should come out. Right, so I finally got this out of this hole. It was very difficult. There's these two pins up here. I don't know if it's gonna focus. So there's these two pins up here and they're actually the same height, and then there's like a drop. But they don't actually have a place to come out in this hole. So what I've had to do was Dremel them down or sand them down so they could come out, and then they just push through. So I've just done the first inner circle bit and I'm actually really happy with it. You can see there's no like bumps or anything like that, and it's all tucked in nicely on the back as well. The thing that you have to remember, what I've noticed anyway, is have faith in the heat gun or the hairdryer, whatever you're using, because it really does make it flexible. And if you do get any lines or bumps, just pull it out or get it away from the area that you're sticking it to, pull it to take the crease out and then stuff it back in, and it, you know, it actually comes out quite nice considering I've actually never done this properly before. So I finished off this piece. The center bit looks really good, inside bit looks alright, the tucking in is a bit iffy. This one turned out horrible, but again, the inside of it is actually quite good, so I'm hoping the lip of this lip here will actually cover it. So I'm going to put it all back together now and see what it looks like. And so this is it all back together. So I'm not sure if you saw previously, but this was the side that was actually really bad, and like I said, I was hoping that this would cover it, and it looks like it has. There's no creasing or bumping or anything like that. Same on that side as well. There doesn't look like there's any creasing. Everything all works. And with the boot, again, no creasing around the outside. Alright guys, so it's time to move on to the main part of the center console. So what you'll need to do is take all of this stuff off, so you're just left with the plastic trim. Those bolts are there, any gold bolt really around. You take those all off and you should be just left with the facial.
Here we are, a million stars floating over our heads. Beating hearts, falling apart, staying up to forget. But baby, we'll fall.
So we've taken everything off. It's now just this silver bit that's left. Again, wipe it down with some alcoholic rub. I'll show you actually how dirty this really is. It doesn't look that bad, but when I wash it down, you'll see how much it is. So yeah, that's how dirty that was. I'm gonna do the other side now, just to give it a once over because it was really dirty. Cool, so what you wanna do is line up the piece, give it enough room. I'm probably going to do about that much. That gives it more than enough room for the top, bottom and sides. Get your blade, cut a little line, and then just cut it down from there. So I managed to get it all straight at the top in terms of the places that it's contacting. It's took quite a while just because of the way that it bends back. It's so difficult to get the creases out because it's not even. But the thing that you'll need to do now to make this better really is, for the stuff with the holes, is just kind of cut out a smaller version of the item that you're trying to wrap. And then when you stretch it, it has enough room to expand and wrap over everything. And that's the same with these. For these, I'll make little holes, and the same with these. So I've done this side, and on the outside of it, it's turned out fine. There's no bumps or anything like that. But it's just on the inside where it kind of cuts close. You can see the silver, but I'm hoping because the vent, I'm hoping that the vent will cover it. Right, so I finished with all the holes that I needed to. Again, these circles will look really bad at the moment, but once they're actually filled up, they will look a lot better, and I've already checked so that they fit and everything. So now I just have to fold these edges around, and then I can start putting everything back together. So I'm finally finished with tucking the outsides in. I think it's come out quite well. Now it's just time to put everything back together and see how good these slots kind of turn out. So I've got most of it back together. The only thing now I have that's left to wrap is this. So I finally finished this one off. This one took me significantly less time, as you know, practice makes perfect. But I don't know how this is going to turn out with the rest of them. With the rest of it, because it will probably be off, but worst comes to worst, I'll take it off and just spray it black. So I've put it all back together, and I think it's turned out really well. The only problems that I have is this vent likes to get stuck while this one's quite free. That's probably due to some of the sticky, or some of the vinyl coming up and sticking against it. But I don't really move them anyway. All of these buttons work fine. These buttons here are a little bit more stiff, but they still work. So together, this is what it looks like. I don't know if that's a good representation of what it is. But yeah, it looks quite good to me. So I'm gonna leave it there for tonight and put it all back tomorrow and see what it looks like. So yeah, I'll see you then. So I've just put it all back together, and I think it looks so good. Everything fits in, there's no bumps, there's no ripples, there's no creases, nothing. It looks sick. So let me show you what it looks like. So first you have the door cards. As you can see, it all goes around and there's no creasing in it whatsoever. These were the ones I was most worried about, because when you put these in, the sides can come back out. And again, the same on the other side. Came out really well. So this is what the center console looks like. I think it looks really good. There's no creases. It all fits in well. All the buttons work, and you know, I just think it looks real. Yeah, I think it looks really, really good. I'd highly recommend for anyone to do this, but like I said, this took me about 3 days of 2 hours of work. So yeah, it took me a very long time. The more time you spend in it, the better it's gonna look. So yeah, if you want to do this, I'd highly recommend it. The only thing that I would do next time is I would do these as well, because now there's no other silver in the car other than the pillars. So yeah guys, it's all finished now, and I will be making another couple of videos on the weekend. I'm going to Fast Show, so there should be a video of that coming up soon. But otherwise, from that, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.